Alright, here we are again with the steel cast iron skillet. This time I put coconut oil in there, which is a saturated oil, high smoke point, very good for this sort of thing. And unlike bacon, fat, lard, it's cholesterol free. So here we have some meat, sirloin. I'm going to put some in here and cook it up for you. Right here we have some sirloin in here, which is probably not the tenderest cut of meat, but it suits my purposes just fine. I've had it on here just a few minutes, medium heat, and some coconut oil. So it's got a little bit to go. I'm editing out the long parts of this just to keep the video brief. Here we go. I'm going to turn it. It's been on here for a few minutes. I'll put some salt and pepper on it. Alright, I took that little piece out before. So this is probably cooked. I don't care if it isn't. I like things rare. I think it is. Anyway, this isn't a cooking show here. It's got nothing to do with how long I've cooked it or anything like that. It's just meat. It's more to just highlight the pan. So you can see you can pry up any of the stuff here that's stuck to the pan. There is, as you can see, a residue there. The blood, the juices from the meat, and so you can use the spatula to get that off as much as possible. I've already turned the heat off. And then do the whole salt thing, which I'd probably have to use the spatula for this, not just a paper towel. And I'll get to that in a few minutes, or the next segment of this, which I usually splice together anyway, so it looks like one video. Okay, so I scraped it a bit. There's more cleanup than the bacon and eggs. So, doing some of this, some of those bits out. And then basically what I can't show here because I don't have enough hands is I will get something to hold it with because it's too hot. And I'll kind of brush this stuff out over the sink using gravity, to get the stuff out. But you can't pick everything up with the paper towel. And then comes the kosher salt scrub down process. Okay, I'm splicing this together so it's one video, but I went and I ate that steak. It was pretty good. It wasn't too tough to eat. Although, people have different ideas of what they think is tough or too tough. So, here we go with cleanup. Alright, that's smooth. Now you'll notice markings and stuff. The bottom line is you don't want caked on food on there, but what happens is when you cook, it creates a layer upon layer, and that's called seasoning over time. And those layers are okay. They're actually favorable. You don't want to take this thing down to the bare metal every time. Those seasoning layers act almost like a non-stick coating over time, whereas if you took it down to the bare metal every time, you'd be starting from scratch. So, you know, as long as it's somewhat smooth. Smooth is a little bit of a misnomer with cast iron. It's kind of a rough surface. Porous. So, do as best you can with that. And then you clean everything out. I hold it over the sink on an angle and clear everything out. Alright, so here we go. This is the pan. It's, you know, it's pretty smooth. It's nice. So now comes the final step, which is I use cooking spray. It's a layer of oil. And then I rub that in. It keeps it from rusting. Keeps the moisture away from it. There you go. Ready for the next use. There's some coloration there. It kind of looks like there's something on there. There really isn't. You can actually put oil or something in this pan, like a coconut oil or a lard or something, and you can turn up the heat for a while, not too high, and let it sit there and absorb that, and it's like almost re-season it on occasion. But so far I find that as long as you get the loose things off, you sand it down well with the salt, and then use this technique here with this non-stick spray or something like that. It's great. Now I use paper towels. I guess that's a little wasteful. Maybe you have a rag specifically for this purpose. It's up to you. But there you go. And it's still hot to the touch, actually. I use these foil to protect the stove. So there you go. It's ready for the next use. Alright, I hope this has been somewhat informative, and see you next time.